I was proud. Most of you had a chance to use the Rebbe Siddur. You enjoyed it, you know the special schus that you had. Because, as I told you at the beginning of Shabbos, I know how special Gan Israel here in Parksville is to the Rebbe. I brought along with me, it's in this little paperhead taped up, is that dime that the Rebbe gave me, a camp, and I'm going to give it to one of the campers over here. I didn't know there's so many campers, I didn't know, so that's why we made the raffle with the tickets. So I'm now giving this to the head counselors. And as my gift, as my shtatros of the special lachonis for the preparation. And now Hashem is going to pick who's the one who's going to win it and is going to deserve it. But really, thank you for being such nice, for talking, for being such nice host. It's a pleasure being here once again. You should have much best in your project. Thank you again.
A big thank you to Rabbi Harley for coming and inspiring Gan Yisrael and uplifting our Shabbos.
I was in this camp many years ago as a camper, counselor, and a counselor, and I really enjoyed it. They invited me back here for the 70th anniversary of the celebration camp, that's why I came. And I decided, because this is such a special place, that the connection between this camp, the Rebbe's camp, I wanted to do something to connect you to the Rebbe. That's why I brought along the Siddur. I think everyone had an opportunity, the special schools, to use that. So we'll do that. One thing, we spoke a little bit about the Rebbe, also tell you some nice stories about camp, right? You like those stories I told you? But I decided one more thing I wanted to do. Really to connect you to the Rebbe. You know the Rebbe used to give out dollars. It's a special supposed to have those dollars. I was fortunate that I lived in New York at that time, partly in Switzerland. I received numerous dollars from the Rebbe. So I'm going to donate, I'm going to take one of my dollars, I'm going to give it to the head counselors of the Bar Mitzvah division, and they're going to decide, it should be until like the end of camp, the last day of camp, that this is the dollar. I'm going to take this out of the envelope. And if you're going to do a special mitzvah, a special project, then the way your staff is going to decide what exactly the project is. But I'm going to one of your amigos. I'm going to have the source at the end of the summer, the dollar for some wrote in the Rebbe. This is a Rebbe dollar that came, it's this envelope. And I hope that the inspiration that you have from the aflotus and from being in the Rebbe's camp for these 8 weeks, 24 hours, 7, that's going to be an inspiration for you to grow in your Yiddishkeit, in your Yiddishkeit, in your Kashas. The bracha I give on camp used to finish, I told you we used to go to New York, and what would we do before we went home? Where would we stop in? And what would the Rebbe do? See if I give out dimes. So the bracha is that this should be the last klot that the mitzvah will do, and we're berserker to have you back together with the Rebbe. So when we come back in 2 weeks, we're going to not you're going to get a single dollar, a single dime, but every one of you that's going to happen with a good haflot. Thank you for welcoming and giving this to the head counselor, right? And they will decide, I'll leave it up to their discretion, but it's something special, they have to earn it. It has to be something that they won't earn, and someone is going to do it. Thank you, and everyone, haflot. But there always used to be a curtain there because it turns into they're playing hockey there. So, and there always used to be a Mishnah player board here. That was the highlight. That's gone. Mishnah player board. They were here. They were moved around. And there was a bunk competition. There was always a bookcase over there where you had the Mishnah, the old Mishnah, down there. And you had the bunk competition signs over there. That was the screen for that. Oh, it's the screen. Modern technology. But all the Mishnah used to be on that corner over there. And that was, if you see a lot of the pictures, you see the whole thing. Those were the sound systems for, I don't think, do they still work, the speakers here? Those speakers over there. Wonder if the lights still work here. Yeah, there's no. So I'm back here in the shul where I spent 14 summers. 6 as a camper, 5 as a counselor, then 3 years as a head counselor. And this brought back wonderful memories of all those years that I was here before I moved on Shlichus to Las Vegas. And I had, they asked me to come back to spend Shabbos here, recognizing that the Shiva Shana is 70 years. So in order to make a connection between the campers and the camp here, that we call it the Rebbe's camp, I brought along a siddur that the Rebbe once used, and I allowed the campers to say a kapitel over Shabbos. The students over here, the campers over here, were so excited to use the Rebbe's siddur. And then I also brought along a dime that I once received from the Rebbe. I believe it was one the Rebbe gave to me when I was head counselor for camp. And they were making a girdle. I think it was going to be 70 of the campers will get a ticket. When they go off to the oil, they're going to make the girdle at that particular time. And as I heard from the counselor, that brought a tremendous amount of chayes, the schos of using the siddur and this dime. So I was happy that I was able to participate in the Shabbos. This is a wonderful place. The Rebbe spoke so many times about the camp, and we hope that we'll be zoicha, that in a couple of weeks when camp is over, we'll be able to go back to 770. The Rebbe is going to be saying again the sikh, as he said every year, to the camp when they finished, and that they're going to be getting again, every camp is going to be getting a dime, and the camp should give a bracha. The camp should continue to have that tzlach of having the parach on the children, which continue to bring nachas to the Rebbe.